Hello and welcome everybody to episode 58 of Late Arrivals.
Hi.
58.
We got Ducks hockey to actually talk about that matters for once, which is always the best part of the season.
Yes.
And we actually have like a fun team to talk about, which I don't think any of us expected.
No.
Not
At
really.
least not out of the gate. I don't know. I was expecting a kind of a slow start to get the wheels going. 58 though. Is there a number 58?
Arizona just tied it up, by the way.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Lap talks baseball.
Yeah, we're a baseball pod now.
But 58 was Nick Cordelis 58 at one point?
He might have been.
Could have.
We're gonna look it up.
We'll look it up later.
We're looking things up.
But I mean,
Yeah, but Ducks hockey, yeah. Woohoo.
you can't
It's weird.
complain with the first week for sure. I mean,
Yeah, and it's weird because we're 1 and 2, but they were all.
It was a fun 1 and 2.
Yeah, which you can't say too often.
No, not lately. No.
okay, before we get any further, Crediles did wear 58 at one point.
Sick.
Chase DeLeo wore it last.
Oh, but he wears a nice number now.
Yeah.
He does in fact wear the funny sex number. Well, I mean, we can just jump right into things and start with game one. They fared a lot better than I think we all expected against Vegas. I mean, they still lost. They didn't look as great as the numbers showed they were. But I mean, for a first game with a new coach, and especially against the defending champs, losing 4-1, certainly
They held their own.
Yeah.
Wasn't as bad as it could have been. It was a little frustrating because they were getting opportunities. It was just, I mean,
penalties will be a theme here.
And I mean, with how good Vegas is playing to open the year, it's gonna take probably another contending team to beat them. I mean, the Stars came the closest.
Yeah.
Jack Eichel just made that goal that just nobody.
Bro,
you can't stop that.
That was hard to watch against my team, but it was so beautiful at the same time. And I'm like, we're gonna see that highlight throughout the entire season, and it's just gonna suck. But we got Eicheled for sure. It was pretty. It was definitely pretty. I don't know like you said, there wasn't much you could really do there. He kind of danced through everyone like it was nothing. And yeah.
But penalties were the main issue.
And they certainly were the issue last night as well, but we won't jump too far ahead with that because opening night arguably was the most fun I've had at a Ducks game, I think, in 3 years at the very least.
They had to delay the game like 5 minutes because they want to turn the lights on. Because now they're pressing a button before every game.
Yeah.
And Chuck Liddell press it the first game.
They had the button. They now have the
smoke machines every time, like
smoke machines on the glass.
On the 4 corners of the glass, yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah, it's smoky.
I mean, I kind of feel like that's a couple years behind. Certainly with everybody doing something in arena.
That's pretty cool though.
But hey,
uniforms look fantastic.
Ooh, that purple was making me feel things.
It's plum.
I just say purple to avoid anything. Like, no, I'll just say purple. It's a shade of purple, 100%.
It's plum.
But we kicked off opening night and got our first win of the season. And I wouldn't say a dominant game because Carolina made it interesting. 2 empty netters at the end of the game certainly help.
Got free chicken that I didn't redeem again like don't know how to operate that app.
So what you do, Lou, is the day of that the hat trick happens, you just open the Chick-fil-A app and it literally just shows you that it's there. That's all you got to do. It'll say, "Hey, thanks, SoCal fans. Here you go, free reward." Doesn't even say Ducks fans most of the time, I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
We'll start reminding you. I know Heather does, but I guess
I'll
we're gonna
just-
have to at you and maybe
Yeah, you're
maybe
gonna have
drive to
at
your
me.
house.
Yeah.
Come on,
But
old
shit-
man.
Shit, like, can you complain with, I mean, 5 goals on opening night to get the fans chicken, a hat trick, a first NHL goal,
Yeah.
and beating arguably one of the top contending teams in the league. Certainly just kind of was the cherry on top.
They dominated that first period, man. That was a lot of fun. And then it kind of, came back down to earth a bit, but it is the Hurricanes. They're a lot better, but that was
But
fun. That
on
was a fun
Sunday
game.
they were.
Yeah.
we got a Gudis hip check and him almost trying to kill somebody. I didn't notice until I was watching the replay of it that he ripped Nason's helmet off.
Yeah, I didn't
And
notice
it
that
looked
either.
like he was starting to swing it, and I think that's why they separated them. But it's nice. I know we've kind of talked about how the arc of players you dislike coming to the Ducks and suddenly becoming favorites is,
Yeah.
a reoccurring thing at this point. But
Yeah.
it's so nice having a psychopath on the team.
It
just
is.
because, this I can't wait for the Toronto game, the first Toronto game this season, because it's just going to be a mess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That game had everything. It had goals. It had a spectacular moment with Minchikov getting his first goal on a
He's looked so good so far.
fucking crazy
Mhm.
good play from McTavish to keep it in. Just that little area pass from Lacombe to get it to
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Like, I was almost in
Pass from
shock.
home was so nice.
Like, I jumped up when he scored, not really realizing that it was him who scored.
Yeah.
And then it set in, when Phil announced it.
So good. So good.
So did they give Jackson Lacombe a different puck since that was his first point?
Probably.
Oh, that'd been funny if they would have split the puck in half and just gave
Saw it in half. Yeah.
and gave Pavel one half and Jackson the other. But Jackson Lacombe and Pavel Minchikov look really good so far.
Yeah.
They
And they both
look-
got their first NHL point there, like you said. Strom got his 400th point on that play as well. So that was kind
Greg
of cool.
Conan got his first win in as a coach,
Mm-hmm.
head coach.
But out of all of the games, last night's was the most important because we obviously got the long waited debut of Leo Carlson. And
Oh,
of
wonderful.
course, you couldn't write it any better that he gets his first goal in his first game. It would have been great to watch it, but I guess ESPN said, fuck the local people, it's still going to be blacked out. But
You don't have a VPN to work around.
I am not home frequent enough to utilize a VPN.
Oh,
So sometimes you
Sucks.
just got to eat it and
Yeah.
it sucks, but I like living vicariously through everyone that was reacting to it too. So I like to think that I saw it live because I sat and watched the replay like for 10 minutes straight just because
Yeah. It was
I
such a
mean-
nice goal, man. That was a nice snipe. Beautiful pass from Terry. It was, perfect.
I like how in the post game too, Terry said that, I didn't even think I was, he didn't necessarily say I didn't think I was going to get it through the guy. He's like, but I was trying my best to get it past the defender as quick as possible. So Leo got the best opportunity to score. And I mean,
Yeah.
the replay, it looks like, they beat the defenseman pretty handedly and he got the pass through pretty handedly. So
Yeah.
maybe it's just Troy being a little bit of a perfectionist, but
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really draw up that play to go any better. the fact that his parents were there, the fact that it's his first
Tristan
game.
Leno's first game too,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't really have a good game.
But hey, he's
18 or whatever.
he's a defenseman. It's gonna be rough on some of the young kids. But I really like the approach, and we've talked about this, leading into these games now mattering. It is nice that Cronin's kind of just going with that approach of not so much a sink or swim, but just like, hey, I'm going to put you in this scenario to see what you do. I believe
He
in you
told
as a
Leo he
player.
expects him to be the best player on the ice.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a second overall pick, so you kind of do expect that. So, but he looked good, I thought.
But it also comes from a place of he wants them to succeed and do well, and putting him in those scenarios to succeed is all you can ask.
Yeah.
And it leads to a first goal. Feels weird to be happy with 2 losses. I kind of feel like last year for us was a big like, oh well, we know we're gonna lose a lot, so just kind of take it in stride. Like we're not gonna be good. But
Yeah.
it's like this year we're seeing early already that there's stuff that has to be worked on. The power play.
Penalty taking is a big issue. It was happening in preseason, and they just haven't cleaned it up. And with Boston coming to town on Sunday, you might want to, not take penalties to them. But that's just me.
So staying out of the box has been a big one. The power play hasn't been great.
I think it'll improve though when they get more guys back into the lineup though. Like Alex Killorn.
That's part of it. You're missing guys that would be regulars in the lineup. In Lundestrom, Henrique was out under the weather. Drysdale's day to day. Killorn's out for a couple more weeks. Like it's expected that
Adam Henrique, I think, came back to practice today, so that's good at least.
Yeah.
But it was funny. I was looking through my camera roll today, and I was thinking about reading the notes and kind of the stuff I wanted to say in regards to things. And I remember last year we were bitching and moaning about if we're gonna lose, at least field the best possible lines you can. It was a meme for the longest time of, oh, well, Derek Grant's gonna wind up on the first line at some point. But it reminded me, I took a screenshot, and this was from an episode we filmed on November 8th last year.
Oh, geez.
It was something I had said in the episode, and Garrett had commented in the Twitch chat. And, it kind of made me laugh, but at the same time, it kind of shows the 180 this team has done. And at some point in that episode, I said, rock hard, dick, balls out, do the thing, Dallas. And Garrett put that in the comments and said that in quotes and said, it's as iconic as Notre Dame's play like a champion today sign. And I had to laugh because, obviously we're not shy from being as crass and just out of pocket as we are on this show. But, it's funny seeing that because we sat for months saying, come on, just play McTavish at center, play Zegras on the wing, and have them play with Terry. It's easy. You get to make the decisions, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like you're running a line of Leo Carlsson, Troy Terry, and Trevor Zegras, and it's working. And it's kind of like, well, no shit, it should be working. Like they're 3 amazing talents, but it's like the fact that we've gotten to this point where the coach actually trusts these guys to perform and do well, and they're succeeding. It's like, who would have thought that this would work if you just
so crazy
put your good talent together? But I don't know.
Go watch Felix's video breakdowning. Breakdowning, is that a word?
Breaking down.
Yeah, break it down. Leo's first game at Crest Pond. Go follow them.
I still
that
gotta
video
watch
out.
it. I still gotta check it out. I will once we're done here.
Like, comment, subscribe.
But yeah, it's
Give Felix a kiss.
oh yeah. Hey, it's always a good time to kiss the homies.
Hmm.
Can never leave the homies hanging.
Yeah.
We have feelings too. So but like, like you're saying, just with just how different the Ducks are this year. It's just I don't know, like just these 3 games have just been so entertaining. And I just hope it continues. I know it's early and every team kind of goes through this weird like roller coaster of play and how they perform on a night in and night out type of thing. But hopefully it kind of continues and continues, for most of the season, if not all of it. But I do like that Leo Carlson became the 3rd youngest Duck in franchise history to make his NHL debut. 18 years old, 18 years and 297 days old. I think the other 2 are Mason McTavish and
Oleg Tverdovsky.
that would be the one. Yes.
Yeah.
He
Oleg.
also is the second youngest Duck to score in his debut behind Mason
Yes.
McTavish. So,
Yep.
Like you said, it's still a little early to exactly be claiming the season's a success just yet because there are many months ahead, and every team is inevitably going to struggle, and you're going to go through hot and cold patches. It's just how sports are.
Olin
but,
Zellweger just scored.
Huh?
His first
Goals are playing for people
Yeah.
that are listening to this on Saturday or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're recording Friday night and the Goals are playing. It's their home opener against the Reign. Yeah.
Reign.
I've already played them, I think, 3 times this season.
How many times do they play each other?
Too
Like,
many.
20.
Wait,
Way
seriously?
too many.
You play in
Yeah.
the AHL pretty much just plays in division outside of like the occasional trip out to like the other division.
Yeah.
But
And
you
it'll
get
be like the central area where like the Goals are being Iowa for like a random weekend.
That would suck.
Yeah,
Having
so
to
they-
spend your weekend in fucking Iowa.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Well-
shout out to the residents of Iowa, but fuck, that would suck.
Sorry if this finds you this way. This is Lou. This is our
Yep.
friend. He hates a lot of things.
I mean, don't you agree?
I mean, maybe I've never been to Iowa, so maybe there's some hidden gems,
Everything
I'm
that
sure.
I've seen from the internet about Iowa does not look appealing at all. Bunch of cornfields and shit.
I like corn.
Oh, that's great. Well, you might enjoy it. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Savannah in the chat said that she has never screamed so loud in her life at the Ducks home opener. She almost
Imagine
sent her
spending
Jeep
a
flying.
weekend in fucking Bakersfield.
Jesus. Thought we moved on.
Like, sometimes Lou's just gotta
Yeah.
grind the axe a little bit more. Just
I
gotta
want
let
to know
him.
what Savannah was drinking that almost went flying. Hopefully it wasn't too expensive, but it is at a sporting event, so I'm sure it's pretty expensive.
Hey, one
anyway.
time I was at a game and they played YMCA, and I was doing the YMCA with the drink, and when I went to do the Y, I spelt my drink on my mom. She wasn't too happy about that.
Oh my god, I just pictured you doing the YMCA thing and it's just great.
I was
love it.
like, "Why? Whoa, shit!"
Oh,
You have
man.
to say, it was a little funny. At the end of the game, the home opener, the gentleman I was sitting next to stood up and yelled as loud as he could that it was over for everyone when Leo Carlson came back. And part of me was like, this is game 2, man. Let's take a breath. But
Yeah.
after last night, hey, maybe he's got a point.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's keep the Carlson, Zegras, Terry thing going and let's just have some fun. Let's live in the moment. I don't care what could happen in game 70. We're working on game 4 tomorrow against the Coyotes. Like, let's just live in the moment. We're having fun right now, and that's all that matters.
But please stay out of the penalty box.
Please.
Please, bro. Please, bro.
Please, bro. So yeah, the first 3 games, lost to Vegas 4-1. What did we say? 5-2?
Yeah, we didn't give them
think
much credit.
All of us.
Oh, by the way, I
No,
was
we
I was
said-
right. I told you the Ducks always win their home opener, and they did.
Oh, yeah.
Straight.
Oh yeah,
So-
that was another thing. Yeah, that's their 8th
So I'm
straight.
tooting my own horn here.
Their
Toot
8th
toot.
consecutive home opener win.
I think
Lou is
2015,
tooting.
2014, 2015 was like the last time they lost their home
Yeah.
opener.
It was 15-16.
Oh, 15,
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, I saw people talking about it on the timeline, so I remember it.
Yeah, so a 4-1 loss to the Knights in Vegas. Home opener, they beat the Kings 6-3, and then the Stars game, they lose 3-2.
It's hard to
think-
say last night's was bad outside of the penalties. It's like
Yeah,
you,
it was
you
good.
give up
They-
a power play goal and then the weird redirect own goal thing. Like
Oh, the Pavelski goal.
like you
It
push
was
them
it
to
was a
the
Cam
limit.
Fowler goal, but
Yeah, it was weird.
it was
I mean,
credit
the game
to
was
the Stars.
the game was definitely there. Like for the Stars to be as good as they are and where they were last year and where they're expected to go this year, I thought the Ducks played really well. They looked really good, and I hope they carry that into tomorrow.
Cam still
um,
revenge game. I didn't know he was on the Stars
I
until
totally forgot until he literally had the puck, like, and they said his name. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, Sam Steele. He did the whole Minnesota. He was with the Wild, and he went to Dallas, just like the North Stars.
gonna get his
he
sixth
did the
goal
North
a
Star.
year with Dallas probably. Or he got more than 6 goals last
Yeah,
year.
he broke it. I think with Minnesota, I think he got what 9,
Something
something
like
like
that.
that. But yeah, I think we had them lose. I had them losing to the Canes in overtime, so they definitely shocked me there with that game. But
I mean, you almost got it.
yeah, almost. I kind of want to go back to this button thing for the home opener. I didn't really pay attention because I saw like Chuck Liddell pushing it, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, okay, he's pushing a button. Just like, is that like a thing that's going to be for every home game now?
Yeah, so they did it last night, but they didn't
Okay.
have the lights
Okay.
like dim like they did Sunday, because
Okay.
I guess they didn't want another repeat of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a new thing.
kinda-
Wild Wing pressed it because it was his birthday.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, it's true. That's kind of
Happy
cool. I
belated
mean,
birthday, Wild Wing. I'm glad nobody ate you.
we can give him one day where he's not being hunted. But I kind of like it. I mean, a button, it's different. I know the Sabres started something this year. They have a drum. Hurricanes have like a siren. I know the Knights have a siren. It's kind of cool. That stuff's kind of cool.
Gets the fans involved a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Can get some cool like local celebrity or something, or just a random celebrity from maybe like I don't know, whatever.
Is
to come
Chuck
and push-
Liddell from here?
I couldn't tell you.
I want to say Huntington Beach, but
His appearance did feel a little random though. It's like,
I
oh,
was like,
cool.
Why is he there?
Yeah, and I
maybe it's a sign. They brought in the Iceman. Is the Iceman gonna return for the 30th anniversary?
plot twist. Chuck Liddell is the Iceman. That's his
in-
new job.
In canon, he still lives underneath the ice at Honda Center. So I mean, balls in your court, media department.
Yep, here we go. This is where you get all your good ideas.
From our Twitch stream.
I never actually put that together. That makes sense.
See, we're on to something here.
Well, for people that are watching this, if you're watching it live or you're watching it later, Jake is wearing. You got one of our shirts on there, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's printed a little off center.
Oh, that's what you're talking about, yeah.
So I have a little collector's item, I guess, of a misprint. But it's nice and comfy. It's the Mighty
Looks-
Seal.
It looks cream.
Yeah. Looks nice.
Looks like it's cream.
It's gray.
Oh.
Just the lighting and my.
Settle down, Lou.
We're not at that part of the episode yet.
I got the hat.
Yep. Lou's got the hat. I still got to get my
Can't see
I
it.
want to get my hoodie soon.
Well, before we move on and let Lou talk about Cream, with Carlson's goal last
Yummy.
night, it officially makes the top 3 picks in this last year's draft all have their first NHL points in some
Yeah.
capacity. Yeah, Bedard has a goal and an assist. Fantillier still thinks at just 1 assist, and then Carlson with his, with his goal last night. First of the 3 to debut with a goal. So, I guess Chicago and Columbus are punching the air a little bit, but
yeah, you missed out. But yeah, this was the first time that all 3 picks got a point in their very first game, like since 2009. I don't know. I sent you the tweet. I can't find it.
What was the question, sir?
You're asking the 2 of us.
What was the question, sir?
This was the first time that the first 3 picks of the draft scored a point, recorded their first NHL point in their first game since like 2009 or something.
I couldn't tell you, but our draft pick scored in his very first game, so suck it, Columbus and Chicago. Haha.
I like how I had to repeat the thing just for you not to know what I was talking about anyway.
No.
So going into the weekend, like Lou mentioned, Adam Henrique should be back this weekend. Hopefully Jamie Drysdale is as well. He's just listed as day-to-day. They haven't really said much outside of just lower body. So probably just a little banged up from the first 2 games. I mean, he looked really good Sunday.
Yeah.
He looked really good in the
did.
home opener. It also helps that we talked about it last episode, he's a little bit stockier, he's a little bit bigger going into camp, and you can going into the season now, it's noticeable. He's not getting bullied out there anymore, which is definitely a good thing, because I think that was one of the things that's always kind of been lacking from his game. Just hard to say because he's still so young.
Yeah.
But that was always the thing that was pointed out was the offense, and his puck battles were always kind of the thing that he excelled at, but everything in front of the net was just, it always felt like he was just getting outmanned, outmuscled out there. And again, he's young, he's still growing, so it's to be expected, but hopefully, it's nothing that keeps him out too much longer. We do play against Arizona on Saturday, so if you're listening to this on Saturday, it is today. And then
start, man,
right back home against the Bruins on Sunday, which is either going to be very great or could be like last year's game when Boston came to town. But we won't know.
It's weird for them to
hopefully they keep the vibes up.
Yeah, and it's weird for them to have back-to-back weekends where they play both days of the weekend back. Like, that's just weird. But the Bruins also play on Saturday against the Kings, so both teams will be tired, so it might be kind of sloppy.
Hopefully the Kings take them to a 20-round shootout.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, well, shout out them because they tired out the Kings on last Saturday night.
Yeah,
because I think that game went like 10 rounds.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I was right. It was 2009, by the way, about the whole draft thing. I found the tweet. It was 2009. Also,
Okay.
I want to throw out another stat out there that I'm 99.9% sure that it's still true. And it has everything to do with the Stars game last night. Tyler Seguin did not score. And I believe he still has one team. Maybe it's not one team, but he has never scored a goal against the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah, that was still true as last year. They had said it was just the Ducks.
Sick. So yeah, he has never scored against
Arena
us.
wouldn't let him in the arena the other night.
Oh yeah. That was actually pretty funny. He had to show a picture of himself and like smile the same way. That was actually good. But yeah, so he's never scored in his career against the Ducks. So that's still going. We're still trucking along there. And to flip flop it and kind of make things sad, Jake Ottinger has never lost to the Ducks. So there's that.
Hey, they've been good. We've been bad. That streak will be broken eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has 14 assists, but no goals.
Loser. You should hang him up.
Wow.
Before we move on, we do have to touch on one thing that the Ducks are also doing this season at home is the players get to pick their own goal songs now. So
That's
Brohim
cool.
will play, and then Tyler told us that there's a list coming of every player soon. I know Olivia was kind of piecing together a list last weekend after the home opener of like the ones that we saw on the board so far, because they're putting up a QR code with I think like 4 a game. Some interesting choices.
Yeah.
You know, always kind of feel like we see a little bit about the player and like the music they listen to. I had the stroke stuck in my head for like 2 days after the home opener, just obviously because of Vetrano getting the hat trick.
Yeah.
I do find it funny that like you have like some classic rock in there. Sam Carrick picked Kid Rock.
Aye.
Leo Drip Too Hard.
Never heard of that song in my life.
It'll be interesting to see the rest of them if we do get an official list, but I like
Yeah.
it. It's a nice little touch.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I like that more teams are starting to do that. So it's always nice to give the players
Just
kind of a little more
whoever has a Drake song needs to be traded ASAP.
waiting for the Taylor Swift song to come. You're lucky that we don't have Jeff Skinner, because Jeff Skinner always has like the craziest songs that you just wouldn't think a hockey player would use. Like right now, Skinner's using something from High School Musical.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, so he's having fun.
You just got to keep the vibes high, and it seems like the Ducks are having fun again. I feel like every time we get an interview talking about the games and stuff, or like a practice where they're talking about like what's going on the ice, there's just more like actually being said instead of your typical buzzwords.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like every time like they don't, there's like always one comment in the videos they post that always just feels like it's a little backhanded of like, yeah, we didn't used to do this and we probably should have been. And it's always just shit.
Yeah, there's just a little jabs every once in a while that you can kind of catch, but definitely seems like it's a better atmosphere.
Did Brian Hayward finally figure out how to say Pavel Menchikov's last name right?
No, it's Allers that can't say it.
Oh, it's John. Is it John Ehlers?
Yeah, so he says Mintyukov, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
Mintyukov. Yeah, because he kept saying it. And I'm like, is that how you say it?
I think it's Menchikov.
I don't know. He was messing me
Connor's told me like 20 times, and I still don't know.
Yeah, he was messing me up. I was like stuck on that all game. I'm like, is Mintyukov? Why? It just sounds weird. But hey, who knows?
I have a hot take. He's gonna be in the top 3 of Calder voting this year. I think he's gonna have a great year.
Yeah.
I don't think that's much of a hot take for us, but if you're any of the NHL media,
I mean, it is kind of a hot take. A little bit. It's lukewarm.
Lukewarm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's lukewarm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything you guys would like to add? I mean, should we do predictions for the weekend games?
Just please stop taking penalties.
Let's keep the vibes rolling.
Yeah.
That's all I want to add. Keep the vibes rolling.
Greg Cronin said he wants retribution from
the Coyotes preseason game. Yeah.
Yeah. Preseason games, I think he said, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. Are you going to that game tomorrow?
No, I gotta work.
Oh, boo.
I work until 2.
So
I'm gonna miss like a good chunk of the game. And like a standard ticket, I looked on Ticketmaster today, are like $125 for a ticket.
It's because it's their home opener, isn't it?
It is, yeah. They're giving away like a trucker hat that has like a mullet on it.
Nice.
So
They give
Yeah.
away cool stuff, don't they?
yeah, they usually do.
The Coyotes are doing pretty good so far.
Logan Cooley's playing pretty well. I think
Yeah,
he's got points in all 4 games so far.
I think he scored against the Ducks in the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Prediction time.
Yep. Let's get into predictions for the weekend. I say tomorrow is going to be a penalty-filled mess. I'm going to say final score is 5-4 Ducks.
5-4. Regulation?
Yeah.
Okay. I said I was smelling overtime for the game against the Stars, and it just didn't happen. But it was close. It was close. I thought we were going to tie it there at the end. But I think that same feeling carries over, and I say we go to our first OT game. I say we God, I don't know. I'll say we lose 4-3 in OT. I think Cooley will get the winner in OT and make us all sad.
I'll say they'll win 4-3 in overtime.
Okay, Boston on Sunday.
I'll go.
Kind
I'll go
of feel
5-3
like
Boston.
5-3
That's-
Boston.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I feel like this is gonna be like the one game where they slip a little bit and are probably gonna be chasing, but
I think they keep it close, but Boston gets a couple empty netters just to make it 5-3.
Okay. I'm going to say we win 4-2.
Well, good for you having confidence. That's great.
Yeah, I feel like we shock some people, take care of business.
I
Mhm.
feel like it's gonna be the story of the weekend
Yeah,
since no one wants to talk about us apparently.
apparently not. Jeez, Leo
Yeah.
Carlson doing things, and
Jeff
I do-
Merrick and
I-
Elliot Freeman didn't talk about Leo Carlson at all today.
But we got 20 minutes of a fucking ad in the questions of 32 thoughts. That was
I do think it's weird
quite the
how
choice.
much. Yeah, I do think it's weird how much the media as well, like throughout the league, not just the NHL, but just any media people are talking. I mean, I get the Bedard talk. Obviously, that's going to happen. He's the number 1 pick. He's going to be this superstar. But to completely skip over the number 2 pick consistently when you're talking about like they always talk about Fantilli, which is fine. I think he should be talked about as well. But to completely skip over Leo Carlson when he was picked at number 2 is just so odd to me. Like, I don't know if everyone was just anticipating him not being in the NHL this year, and they were just rolling with, okay, well, Bedard and Fantilli are locks to be in the league the whole season. I don't know if that's part of it, or I don't know what's going on. I mean, obviously you can say, oh, it's the Anaheim market, but how do you make an excuse for Columbus? Columbus is probably the same.
Columbus is Columbus, man.
It's like the same kind of market as Anaheim, if not. I mean,
Not even if it might be worse.
it's probably smaller just because Anaheim is considered in the LA market. It's in the LA TV market. So it's probably considered a smaller hockey market than Anaheim. So it's weird. And then the whole article that was shared with us today by our good friend here, one of our writers, from Yahoo Sports, and the guy is talking about Fantilli and saying that he's American when the dude is Canadian.
To be fair, I always thought he was American until like the draft.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I thought he was American too,
It's
but
just like, I don't know, like, how do you go through that whole process of writing that article about this?
by now you should
and-
know he's Canadian though.
It's just such a weird article, especially from like a hockey writer from Canada. Like, you just expect them to kind of know what they're talking about.
Long story short, put some respect on the Ducks name, please.
And
Thank
Leo.
you. Yeah,
Time
and
to start
Leo.
respecting Leo Carlson. My goodness, it's ridiculous we even have to ask for that.
Yeah, we're done asking.
We're so done asking.
What ad do you want to do this week, Lou? Do you want to keep with doing shift, or you want to do a 714?
I don't have the 714, but I'll do it off the cuff. Ducks game Sunday against the Bruins. Nice matchup. 714.com. So get your tickets for that game. Promo code LAP.
Promo code LAP.
If you want to go see the Kings, I guess. Promo code LAP for that.
Yeah, use our code for the Kings. You can do that.
Some of my coworkers have. Brian
Yeah.
has.
And hey, if you're listening to this and you happen to be a Boston Bruins fan and you live in the LA area and you want to see the Bruins in LA and Anaheim, buy tickets to
714.
both. 714
Promo code LAP.
10%
Save
off.
10% off. Yeah.
You know what? 714 has no service fees, so that should get you
None
at all. 0.
They don't rob you like Ticketmaster. They don't freaking stick you up and say, give me your money. They're nice people there.
Yeah, 714 is great. There were a lot of Bruins fans in San Jose last night, so
there's going to be a lot of Bruins fans in Anaheim.
Yep,
always is.
I'm interested to see, the turnout of Bruins fans in LA tomorrow as well. It's going to be a lot. There's a lot of Bruins fans, but what can you do, man?
Do a lot of opposing fans go to LA too? Like they do?
Usually
depends on the team.
Yeah, like original 6 teams for sure. I've noticed a lot of fans that kind of flock the Sharks games. Also show up in pretty decent numbers in Anaheim and LA. Boston's definitely one of them.
Yes.
I've noticed Philly is another.
The Rangers.
Pretty much everyone who has a big market.
The original, there's like the original 6 and then plus maybe like another 4 that kind of have like really good turnouts for traveling fans and stuff. But
if you're a Ducks fan and you want to go to the game, 714 tickets. Promo code LAP.
You want to do shift, Chris?
Yes. So
Cream.
we have a nice little partnership here with our good friends at shifthockey.com. Cheaper hockey sticks. They got gloves, and they have hoodies and shirts and stuff like that. They have a lot of great stuff. Shifthockey.com. If you use our code LAP10, LAP in all caps, LAP10, get you 10% off. Their hockey sticks are very, very good quality. I see some people. I've actually on Instagram, if you follow Shift Hockey, they'll share some stories of like college hockey players using their sticks and like different players in like different leagues and stuff. And I'm starting to see more and more of that. So it's nice to see Shift Hockey sticks kind of, getting a little bit more recognition. So if you're looking for a new stick and you don't want to spend $400 for it, go check out shifthockey.com. Use our promo code to save even a little bit more money. I mean, I think their sticks are starting at like, what was it? Is it 200? I think
right around there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's 200. Then you can, get 10% off with our code. And it's definitely a lot cheaper than like the normal CCM, all that stuff. So,
and you can get yourself a cream hoodie.
Yep. Lou loves his cream hoodie there. Go check it out. Get the Lou special. They got all of their stuff is like black, white, and cream. It's very nice, very clean looking.
Yeah, it's nice. Very nice.
But
creamy.
Go check out their website and just kind of get lost in it a little bit, see what you like, add some stuff to your cart. LAP10, get you 10% off. Go check them out.
And finally, even though they didn't carry the Ducks game last night, having NHL Power Play with ESPN Plus has been amazing. Because while it does annoy me that I can't watch my own team, it is nice being able to watch some of the Eastern Conference games when I'm at work still. Because it makes the day go by a little bit faster. But you can go to insidetherink.com/ESPN. Signing up for ESPN if you don't have it. not only helps us, but helps the network. We're still growing over at ITR. I know the content is back up and in the full swing of things with the season. So, even if you aren't a fan of the Ducks like we are, and you are stumbling upon this as, a fellow listener of ITR, it helps everybody.
Yeah.
Pretty much, almost all the teams are covered in some capacity for writers. I know there's a few missing, but there's, I think, like 10, 11 of us podcasts, all kind of covering different teams. So signing up definitely helps all of us. It is a group effort to keep everything up and running, which we've been very thankful for the time we've had with ITR. And it just kind of helps us keep going. So again, if you haven't signed up already, InsideTheRink.com/ESPN gets you ESPN Plus.
Yeah, and you can also go check out the website InsideTheRink.com and see if you can maybe find some other podcasts that you're interested in. If you're maybe a fan of a couple teams, or you're a Ducks fan, you're listening to us, and you just like hockey podcasts and want to check them out. We got a good Rangers podcast, the Ranting Rangers over there. We got the Leafs late night. They're a great show to listen to. We got who else we got? I can't think right now. Got Ranting Rangers. We got the
Blue Jackets pod. There's the Bruins Benders.
CB Jectively podcast.
There's too many to name. There's a lot.
Go check them all out. Go check out our shop. And you can shop
plethora of podcasts.
Yeah, you can go shop all of our stuff, get some t-shirts, and help support not only our show but everyone else. And yeah, it's a great bunch of people, and you should go check them out for sure.
And we have still merch.
We have merch.
And we maybe get jerseys soon.
Jake giving us a little snippet of things to come earlier today. Got me all excited.
Oh, he was all hot and bothered earlier.
Oh yeah, it was.
I mean, I guess we can't beat around the bush. I'm pretty sure we've been talking about jerseys since like the second episode. On top of like the 17 other things, we're like, oh, this would be really cool for lap merch.
Yeah.
The company that does my beer league jerseys, JFX, they do an incredible job. We'd have to work it out a little bit on the logistics side of things, because I kind of feel like if we were to do it, I would want to go I wouldn't say the most expensive route just because we can. But I mean, their quality on their stitching and stuff, like I've been playing in our set of jerseys for 3 years now with all 3 of our jerseys. And I mean, they still hold up to all the abuse and all the flopping I do as a goalie. I've never had a rip, a tear. None of the fabric has frayed. And again, we've had our white uniforms for a good 4 years now. And I mean, it's a little discolored, but that jersey is still kicking, still holding up. So I believe in their quality. We'd have to do a minimum order of 10. So this isn't something we're looking to do at this very second. But if it comes down to it, people are down for a jersey, it pretty much would be our Mighty Seal logo on a Mighty Ducks jersey, just colored differently.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to the guy much from JFX, but I mean, their catalog of stuff that they've done, just they can pretty much do anything. I know there's a team that they've made like 16 uniforms for that has done like every like retro concept for the Ducks and Kings possible with like their mascot and their team logo. So something to maybe look out for in the future here. We obviously don't want to just bombard everybody with, hey, go buy this, hey, go buy that.
Yeah.
That's not what this podcast is about. We do believe in our merch and stuff, not to say that we're just throwing it out there for no reason, but it's just something that we've always talked about doing with this show, and the fact that we still get to do this week in and week out, is just awesome. So,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's a
Yeah.
little piece of merch that's sentimental to us, and jerseys were the big thing. So if it
Yeah.
does get off the ground one day,
Yeah,
it'd be
maybe.
sick.
Yeah, and when we have like when you get like a mock-up made or whatever, and we can maybe share it and see if people are interested and
And I
kind of
can
go from
even
there.
I can have some of my teammates do mock-ups and stuff for our team. So I can
Mhm.
totally have them do it for us ahead of time.
Yeah.
Just so we don't have to go through with the process of making an order for stuff right away.
Yeah.
But I'm totally down for that. Cause like I
Yeah.
said, we've been
Get some
talking about it
feelers.
since episode 2 about
Yeah, seriously.
lap jerseys existing. So
Yeah.
it's gonna happen at some point, but
Very excited. Very excited. Cannot wait.
it's not gonna be like next Tuesday or anything.
Tomorrow.
Promo code LAP.
Well, we'll finish off here with just some notable things that have happened around the league. Really hasn't been much because we are still only a week in. Notably, the talk so far, we're already hearing rumblings of a trade. The Canucks are trying to move on from Connor Garland,
Yep.
but he kind of makes too much money, and it really doesn't make sense for a lot of teams. So kind of the word on the street is there's going to be a third team involved in some capacity.
Mhm.
Team maybe like the Sharks, the Preds.
I would
Maybe a
love
team
him
like
on the
us.
Ducks, but I don't want to give up too much for him.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense for the Canucks to even sign him for that much money. Like when he got out of
Nothing the
Arizona,
Canucks do makes sense.
yeah, for some reason when he left the Coyotes, because he played really well for the Coyotes, and this is not a knock on him personally or Matt Bolesky, but he just reminded me a lot of Matt Bolesky. Like when he left the Ducks, Bolesky wanted a lot more money. Ducks weren't going to give it to him, so he moved on, and he just kind of fizzled. And I feel like Garland is going through the same thing, at least with the Canucks. I'm not sure if he gets moved, if anything changes, but I don't know. He was good with the Coyotes, and I just feel like it was just the right fit, and I don't know how he's going to.
Didn't someone call him a little munchkin?
Nathan McKinnon threw a helmet at him.
Yeah, I remember
one time.
I think someone did. I think someone did call him that. I don't know if it was a munchkin, but
you remember that though? Like a few seasons ago.
Yeah, someone did call him,
or like an angry little elf or something,
or like a little, like a little.
It's either a munchkin or an elf.
Yeah, gnome. I don't know.
Might have been a gnome.
The thing that's the weirdest about it is like the teams that are like reportedly in on them are teams that are kind of like on the outside looking in a little bit. Like the Caps were a big one that's been mentioned a lot. The Blue Jackets,
I think
Nashville.
I think they backed out though.
Nashville.
But I don't know. It's just seeing some of the names, you're like, huh, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But like all hockey trades, sometimes it's the people you least expect. I'd feel like getting him out of Vancouver, he would probably be a little bit better, but saying he kind of has the Matt Bolesky syndrome is definitely a good a good analogy there, because he's a great player, and like Lou said, I'd take him on the Ducks because I think he instantly becomes one of your better third line players.
I just don't want to give up too much for him.
Yeah.
Well, when he's making $5 million for another 3 years, it's a little hard, especially considering that we're gonna have some relief when Silfverberg and Henrique come off the books at the end of the year, and it's just like filling that void with another just.
Mason McTavish needs a new contract.
Mm-hmm.
Leo's gonna need a new contract. Everyone needs a new contract.
And I mean, the Canucks
take a swing for a bigger fish.
The Canucks asking for defensive help certainly also kind of puts it in a weird spot, because Are they going to take Ilya Labushkin off our hands, or are they going to want someone a little better? And that's kind of where I draw the line of like,
Yeah.
if it's, hey, we want one of the kids, it's a no.
Yeah.
Not to say,
Definitely.
Connor Garland's going to command
He should
a very blue chip prospect from
Yeah.
us, but I don't know. It's just
speaking of Labushkin though, what do you guys think of him so far?
it's been
He had a good game
serviceable.
last night.
I thought he looked pretty good against the Stars. I actually think he's looked better than I anticipated, at least for now. We'll see how it goes.
The first two games, and nothing to write home about, but last night he was one of the better players, I thought.
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's taking my eyes a while to adjust to 46 on the ice being like a foot taller than Zegras, because my mind still connects 46 to him.
And then Tristan. How do you say it? Tristan? It's not Tristan. I know that. I think it's Tristan. It's Tristan.
It's not Tristan?
No. Because he's one of them French Canadian people. Folks.
Sorry, I don't know why that made me laugh so hard. He's one of them.
He's one of them.
Yeah,
shout out to Quebec.
Leno wearing 67 is a little disorienting at times. He broke Chris.
Right over there, bud.
He's one of them. He's one of those French Canadians.
He's one of
Christ.
them. I didn't mean nothing by it.
No, I know. Am I
gonna have to write a notes apology later?
You might have to, Lou.
I state my regret.
You're good.
I wanted quickly to give some props to Patrick Laine. Hope he's doing okay, because that hit at the end of the Calgary Columbus game tonight was unnecessary.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
It was dumb.
Rasmus Anderson.
But Patrick Laine announced that he's going to be donating $1,000 towards mental health awareness for every point he scores this year. So goals and assists. So we can just hope that Laine maybe has a career year. I always kind of feel like he's had like a weird reputation with the NHL. There's like people that randomly don't like him.
Yeah.
But anytime a player kind of stands up for what they believe in, especially a guy that's gone through like the concussion issues he has and some of the unfair treatment he's gotten in the media of being called lazy and a selfish player, like it's cool to see him do this. So shout out Patrick Laine for
Patrick
taking some initiative. I feel like we're seeing a lot of that with players this year. I know with some of the the stuff going around with the pride tape being a big issue and the specialty jerseys and all that. It's certainly been a year where the players are kind of like, no, I'm gonna do what I feel. What I believe is right. And I'd like to say that we're doing good and making some progress of just the NHL not getting in its own way and not punishing its players. Obviously no one's gone out and worn the pride tape just yet to see if the league's gonna find them or not. But I don't know. I feel like guys kind of have the power again to be a little outspoken, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's nice to see for sure.
We need those voices out there in hockey, and the NHL constantly, putting everybody under a microscope and like, oh, you can't say this, you can't do that. Like,
and as fans and like all that stuff, we can only do so much. With our voices, you can only do so much on social media and everything. The league is going to ignore most of it unless it gets picked up by a lot of different outlets or whatever. But when the players do it, it's nice to see, because obviously it means a lot more. And it's kind of nice. I really, specifically with Patrick Laine, I really like what he's doing. I like how more players are kind of being more open about mental health and all that stuff, and wanting to put money towards, helping people out. And because, we all go through stuff, and it's kind of nice. Growing up, you're not really taught about different mental health stuff like anxiety and just different things. You're not really, as a guy too, like as a man, you're never like growing up, you're told not to show this stuff. You're not supposed to show these types of emotions. You're not supposed to feel this. You're not supposed to feel that. So it's kind of nice that as, you know, we're getting older, I just feel like everyone's kind of getting better with that stuff and being more open and saying, hey man, it's okay to, you know, have feelings. You're a person. You're all, you know, you can feel this way, and people are there to help you. And
You're not just a robot playing hockey.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you are a person with
You're a
with a
human.
conscience.
Yeah, it's nice to see, you know, professional athletes and even just anyone famous kind of standing up for that kind of thing. So it's really cool to
Yep.
see. I love Patrick Laine for that.
Well, I did mention that the NHL hasn't entirely gotten in its way, but it is floating an idea out there that I kind of feel is the wrong play. They're talking about doing away with team representation at the draft, kind of doing it in the style of the NFL or the NBA. I know the guys on the Steve Dangle podcast this week made a really good point of it being kind of a bad idea in the sense that the NHL is not, it's not a spectacle like it should be.
Yeah.
It gets the attention it gets at the end of the season for like the month that leads up to the draft after the cup's awarded. You know, you start seeing who your top 10 guys are going to be in the hype packages. You know, the guys on NHL Network do their best to talk about the players going in the draft, and then the draft kind of happens, and then it's about it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it is people are talking about how, well, it's just not, there's not as much drama as there used to be. You know, you're not seeing giant trades go down on the floor. And
Yeah,
it's like,
that's a big. I'm for this because you're gonna get more trades, I think, and you we're not gonna get each rep from each team thanking the host city, thanking the owner, thanking the team, thanking their great grandpa. You're not gonna get that anymore, and I'm all for that.
I mean, I can see that perspective, but I also think it takes away because it's just like, yeah, the whole thing is just the team. Like the team representation is not going to be there, so you know everybody in attendance is going to either be the players attending the draft, fans, you know, whomever, media members who decide to show up. But like my whole issue with is there is kind of a personal feeling to it where you know they get to meet the general manager, and yeah, you know, especially like in the case of this last year, you know, Carlson did interviews with the Ducks, probably did interviews with all the teams, you know, that were within that like top 10, top 5 range. So yeah, you've met those guys already, but I don't know. I feel like it takes away from the moment because it's just like, okay, so you're gonna walk up there, you're gonna shake Gary Bettman's hand, he's gonna hand you the jersey, and that's gonna be it. Like, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, it's annoying that every team gets up there and has a speech prepared thanking the host city, and you
I don't
know,
know. I'm kind of for this. It's just speeds everything up. I like things sped up.
As long as you can make it more about the players, if you are going to take away the teams, if you can make it something to watch instead of just, okay, I'm going to watch day one for the 4 hours it's on, and then the rest of the draft I'm just not going to keep up with. Like, I don't know, if you're going to take away that aspect to it, replace it with something that's going to keep people engaged and watching.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like you're going to take out an element of it that's going to make it even less, I don't even say worthwhile, but like it's going to, I feel like you're just going to, at that point, just don't air the draft.
Yeah.
If you're going to take away the team, just post the results of who went and then be done with it.
Live tweet. I do like the idea of them wanting to do the draft next year at the Vegas Sphere, though. That'd be kind of cool. Just seeing like the inside of it, like
just on the dome.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's where the draft is going to be next year.
That's where
in Vegas.
That's where they're thinking. That's where they want it. I don't know if it's actually going to be there. They still don't have like an actual venue to have it yet.
Yeah, that'd be sick if they had it at Paradise Pier, like in the water at California Adventure. That'd be sick, dude.
That'd be different, yeah.
With the
Just in
Ferris wheel in the background and stuff.
just in the middle of the Incredicoaster.
You could like do the world of color. Although
have
you
someone
probably have to do
announce
that at
the
nighttime for
have the
that.
GM announce their pick while on the Incredicoaster.
Mickey Mouse in the background shooting sparklers out of his wrists. See, if you're doing that, then yeah, okay, I'm all for it because then there's at least a
Keep me
show with it. But
engaged.
you know,
Have it stream on Disney Plus.
hmm
Jesus.
But yeah,
Well-
I'm all for it. I'm all for just having everyone have their own war worm.
as long
More trades will happen, I think.
as long as we get the camera of like everyone pacing around the room, I'll make that concession. If we can see the whole like 2-3 minutes that they're on the clock and it's like someone just losing their shit in the war room, like yeah, give me that. But if it's like you're gonna cut to the Zoom call when they call in to make the pick, like again, why even have it at that point? Like
Yeah.
show us the drama.
Give us the drama. Netflix series. Our own Drive to Survive. Draft to Survive. And it's just people in their war rooms just going just stir crazy. That'd be fun.
It's Pat Verbeek fiending for a monster at the table. I've been in that conference room at Honda Center. It's a nice conference room.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is that where they have it?
probably not, but you could.
But it's nice, is what he's saying. And you definitely could, yeah.
Do they have like offices and stuff at Great Park?
They do,
Or-
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would assume maybe that's where they'd have it.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't know.
Take a page out of our book. Do it while Pat's riding the Zamboni. So you
Mhm.
just can't hear anything over
Yeah.
over the engine. Well, before we get into questions, we will finish up with you guys have any surprises from the first week? Any teams, any games that stood out to you? Because I mean, the standings I feel like are playing out like we would expect outside of maybe one or two teams, but
I haven't really kept tabs with anyone besides the Ducks.
I
I know the Sharks are mighty ass again, but
I'm a little surprised with how the Oilers are starting, especially because like 2 of their losses are against Canucks.
when they're giving
Um,
up like 97 goals a game.
Yeah, like they've given up all the goals. It's very weird. I mean, that's not too surprising, I guess, because their goaltending is always a question mark, but still, like their start is kind of weird to me. And then I would also say, well, for me personally, Buffalo, with all the hype that the Sabres were getting going into this season, it's been pretty slow. It's been a slow start for sure. Tage Thompson just got his first goal in their 4th game, which they lost. They're 1-3. So they're kind of surprising to me. I think Philly is surprising as well. They're 3-1, but I think they started like this last year because wasn't last year the first year of Torts in Philly?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I
believe so.
remember like everyone
and
was saying,
their fancy analytics were probably
yeah, and
just as
everyone
bad
was-
as they are this year.
everyone was saying how bad they were going to be, which they were, and they're still going to be bad this year. But I remember they started off really well last year, and everyone's like, "Oh, the Flyers. Oh, maybe we underestimated them. Maybe because they were like 4-0 or something." And it's just like, dude, they've played 4 games. Like this isn't the NFL where we play 17. Like there's still have a lot of games to go, and it showed. Obviously, they suck, but as of right now, it is surprising that they're playing decent hockey, but. Those are mine. That's about it.
I would say good on the Ottawa Senators. They've looked very, very good.
They are fun.
The Kraken, I think I may have been wrong about them. because I had them a little bit. I don't remember. Did I thought I said I had them third or fourth in the division. And that pick's not looking too hot already. And I hate to say that a week in. I won't elaborate too further because I know we have a question like that.
Yeah. You had the
you know,
Kraken at 4. Yeah.
But
Where do I have the Kraken?
4 as well.
they're not looking too hot.
They really aren't.
They're a point out of fourth behind the Canucks, but
and they did take it to Carolina last night, 7-4, but yeah, they're looking kind of weird. You know what? For the good, I'll also add Detroit. The Red Wings are actually playing some pretty good hockey to start the year.
Yeah, they kicked the shit out of Pittsburgh last night.
Yeah.
Or 2 nights ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Is this the year when we finally get the pictures of John Gibson sleeping in Penguins bed sheets and a trade home to Pittsburgh?
I mean, could be.
Hey, John Gibson hasn't looked terrible so far.
He looked pretty good last night, I thought. He was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he could have maybe stopped the Cam Fowler own goal maybe a little bit better, but
I'm still blaming Sportsnet for saying that John Gibson wasn't going to give up anything. And then literally like 2 minutes later, he gave up his first goal of the night. And I'm like, all right, Sportsnet.
Sportsnet.
I have a sneaking feeling that Pittsburgh falls out of the race. Suddenly Tristan Jarry's not your starting goalie anymore. And one John Gibson may be on a plane.
I'll be shocked if that happens, honestly, though.
I wouldn't want it to happen. If he does, inevitably get traded, preferably somewhere that could give us something of value, because
does Pittsburgh have anything of value?
The answer for the last 3 years has been no. Outside of Callie Klang, but
we already got him.
We kind of got him. I mean, if they're willing to give us Jake Gensel, then hell yeah.
I mean,
he's on an expiring deal. Why not?
Yeah, I'd take that.
That's fair value.
100%.
Turn trades off of NHL and it would work.
Yeah, my main thing was I was going to see if we wanted to try to predict how many points Connor Bedard finishes the season with. And Adam Fantilli. We won't say Leo Carlson. We'll just do those two.
I say Bedard finishes with 55. 55. And Fantilli finishes with 40.
How many points do they have now?
Bedard has 2 or 3, I think.
I'll go Connor Bedard gets 60. And then Adam Fantilli gets... Who are his line mates?
Jesus. That's a good question, Lou.
Just take a wild stab, Lou. It's okay to be wrong on this podcast.
Hold on. I'm looking at see if the Blue Jackets tweeted out their lineup. I'll probably go mid 40s if I had to think on it.
Mid 40s.
Yeah.
Ryan's being a funny guy in the chat. He said Gibson to Nashville, Saros to Arizona, Machelli to Colorado, Anaheim gets Johansson.
What is his problem? Seriously.
What's your problem, dude?
Why do you even have to say Johansson? Like, I totally forgot about him. Was not even thinking about that guy. And now you just put Ryan Johansson.
I'll go like 43 points.
43?
Yeah. Because I couldn't find their lineup.
It's okay. If you're wrong, we won't say anything.
I'll say for Bedard.
I'll forget about this prediction in like 5 minutes. So
yeah, you will. That's why I'm writing it down. Just in case if you ask in a future episode.
It could be worse. Ryan said I could have traded Brian Hayward for Tyson Nash.
Ooh, that is pretty bad, actually.
I don't know
Forgot
if that's
about
an
Tyson
upgrade or a
Nash for a little bit.
downgrade.
It's definitely not an upgrade. All right, so Bedard, I'll say a random number like 63. Fantilli, I will go with 47. I'm kind of okay, I found the lines. Sick. Okay, so Fantilli was he's with Line A on the top line.
Oh, he's a top line already?
Yeah, I thought Jenner, Gaudreau, Marchenko was their top line, but that's their second line.
What did I say? 43?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with 43.
Cole Sillinger is their third line center. That's the guy that gave us that song "Greedy" from Tate McRae.
What?
The reference comes back once more.
Once more.
You gotta realize I'm a fucking boomer, dude. I don't know this
We're
young
the same
people.
age, my guy.
I don't know these.
I'm actually older than you
Music.
by a few months.
I thought you were older than me by a few months.
I just said that.
I thought you said you were younger than me.
No, I said I'm actually older by a few
Well,
months.
I have tinnitus in my ear, so I misheard.
Okay, you're okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll get into our questions here and round out things as always. But first, before questions, as always, is our Hockey 365 topic of the week. Yes, this week, do you think we'll ever see a nightly Frozen Friendly show, Frozen Frenzy, Frozen Friendly show that covers all the
Say that 3
NHL's
times fast.
daily action, or is it better as a one-off special occasion type idea?
So anyone listening, watching, that is not aware of the Frozen Frenzy
Yeah, explain it to me
thing
because I
that's
already
going
forgot what
down.
it is.
Okay. So this coming Tuesday, like we said before, we're recording this on Friday night, October 20th. On October 24th, which is Tuesday, ESPN is going to have a Frozen Frenzy because it's like the first time ever in NHL history where every team in the league, well, maybe not first time ever, but all 32 teams are playing on the same night. There's gonna be 16 games. It's gonna be crazy. They're gonna have staggered start times so you can watch every single game. I think except for maybe like the last two games that night that maybe start at the same time. But for most of them, you can watch them throughout the night without having to worry about them being at intermission like at the same time. So they're going to do Frozen Frenzy. It's going to be airing on ESPN2, where it's going to be like an NFL Red Zone type show where they're going to show every power play, every goal, every hit, or every fight, or whatever they said. But yeah, it's just going to be crazy. So that's what this whole Frozen Frenzy thing is. And it's only for one night because it's the only night on the schedule where all 32 teams are playing. So the question is, from Hockey Daily 365 is what? Just is
Should
this
it
something that we
happen
want to
more
see every night?
Should it happen more often and be maybe like a nightly thing or like maybe like a bi-weekly thing? Or should it stay as just like a once every couple of weeks kind of thing?
I mean, I think it. Go ahead, Lou.
I don't know. Go ahead. I'm gathering my thoughts.
I wouldn't hate. I mean, it's cool that it's just a one night thing for now because it makes it kind of special. I mean, I wish it wasn't a Tuesday, but that's just how the schedule worked out. If it were up to me, I would make this Frozen Frenzy type thing like a weekly thing, but have it like on Saturdays or something, like a Saturday night.
Hockey night in Canada.
Yeah, because Canada has their own thing. I think it'd be cool for ESPN to do something like that for the NHL in the States to have like I mean, every Saturday night would be cool. I don't know. I'm kind of upset that apparently ESPN Plus got rid of In the Crease, that show In the Crease. It was like a nightly recap show of all the games with Linda Cohn and everything. That hasn't continued this year. So I guess that's not a thing anymore. And that kind of sucks because it's kind of cool for the league to have like a wrap-up show like that so you can kind of get caught up on everything because can't really rely on like ESPN, like the main ESPN channel to keep you updated on all the games that happen. They'll show you like 2 games and then they go back to like what LeBron was wearing at the pool today or something.
Yeah, what the King ate today.
Yeah, and so it kind of sucks that they got rid of that. So having something like that would be nice to have on a nightly basis, but if it were up to me and I was in charge, I would do it like once a week and it would be like Saturday nights.
I agree with Chris.
That would be ideal, but
yeah.
I mean, ESPN's got some time to kind of see what the viewership on it looks like. I mean, I certainly feel like that first one's going to help, being that it's just going to be games all day.
Yeah.
It certainly beats having to watch like 15 of the like highlight videos on YouTube. Because I know that I get to a point where if I have like a bunch that I want to watch, I kind of just like lose interest after a while because like the same advertisements play on like all the Sportsnet recaps. And it's just like I'm already kind of half paying attention. And it's like white noise in the background, and then it loses me entirely. So it's like if it's just something I can sit down, maybe watch like, hey, 10-15 minutes of like this is what happened, perfect. But
yeah,
I don't know, I feel like it's in its infancy, so if maybe it's popular, it gets pushed to once a week thing. But
yeah,
I mean, they're trying stuff. At least they're trying stuff that might work out, and it's not just kind of like, oh hey, yeah, here's this random thing no one's gonna watch.
Yeah, it's cool to see ESPN kind of coming up with different ideas as this TV deal continues, instead of having like the same stuff just every single season and nothing changes and nothing improves, nothing new comes along. So it's cool. I'm excited to see how it all works out on Tuesday. I'll definitely be tuning in to that on ESPN2. Ducks play the Blue Jackets that night in Columbus. So Leo Carlson versus Adam Fantilli, part 1. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So we'll start our questions off with a easy one that we didn't get to last week. But there's a question about our good old pal Lou from Ashley, and she says, "Does Lou give off old man energy?"
1000%.
Sure.
We always call him the old man of the show, so he's our old man. We feed him soft crackers.
I don't like crackers. Don't like the texture. Crackers just aren't good.
That's just okay.
I refrained from saying anything.
Yeah,
just
it's all right.
Gotta let him get it out.
Just fight your demons. Fight your demons.
We kind of refrain from explaining this one a little bit better, but our next one comes from our writer Chanel, writer / TikTok manager Chanel. She asked, have the first week's results changed any of your final division predictions, or is it still too early to tell?
It's definitely early. But the Sabres are making me question things. I had them at 4 in the Atlantic. I mean, there's still so much time for them to just, I mean, it's literally 4 games. They're 1-3. I mean, they could easily win 5 in a row and then people are like not worried anymore. But it's definitely early, but I have the Oilers winning the Pacific, so that's, well, getting a little nervous for sure.
A little suspect.
Yeah.
I would say the Pacific's the only one for me. I mean, obviously, Chicago and Arizona being where they're at in the standings is a little eye-opening. I mean, the Coyotes are in 4th in the Central right now, which
Yeah.
is a testament to the fact that they're going to probably be pretty decent in the next couple of years. And not exactly in contention status, but I think they're going to be one of those teams that's always going to be kind of like right at the cusp of the playoffs. But my Kraken pick is feeling a little scary right now. I kind of feel like the Canucks and the Flyers are overachieving at the moment.
Yeah.
Same with the Red Wings. But hey, if I'm wrong about the Red Wings, out of all of those, out of those 3, I wouldn't hate that because I mean they have some great talent in Detroit.
Yeah.
I'd say the Kraken and maybe the Oilers are like the 2 where I'm just like, oh shit. But we are 4 games in, so I wouldn't count the Oilers out. But the Kraken, Kraken aren't looking too hot.
You have the Kraken finishing 4th. I have them finishing 3rd. So Lou had him at 4th as well.
Yeah. I haven't really paid attention to any other team, so I couldn't really tell you. But I'm pretty confident in my Ducks projection. I think I had them 6.
Yeah.
That's where they're sitting right now. I mean,
we all had them 6th, except Connor had them at 7.
Just shows we love them more.
Yep. Sadly. That's how it works.
Okay, our next one. We touched on this one as well. That article from Yahoo, if you could even call it an article. But our writer Sean asks, is this article the perspective people really have on Leo Carlsson? So the basis of the article pretty much was saying that this writer does not know if him being in the lineup and being on the top line with Terry and Zegras is beneficial because it feels like they're rushing him and they're throwing him in the deep end to start things. And then completely misses the fact that last night quite literally was his first NHL game ever. Yeah. And he had played a handful of preseason games and one game with Zegras and Terry right there at the end. And questioned his offensive capabilities and whether they're going to really be good or not. And then also said Adam Fantilli was American. So, I mean, I can't put much credit into an article that can't even get the player you're trying to compare him to right.
Yeah.
But it is kind of funny because we've been kind of poking at it all episode of, the media hasn't said anything about him, even though he went a pick higher. Is it because he's European? Is it because we're the Ducks? Who knows? But it is kind of laughable that somebody that has as many followers as said writer of this article and is in a role to write articles like that are meant to be informative for people who may not know who these picks are. It's just laughable.
And what blows my mind too is that he's Canadian. You're supposed to know more about hockey than us Americans. And you're looking kind of silly. You're looking kind of silly. Because if the Ducks are throwing Leo in the deep end here, putting him on the top line, he's playing 19 minutes. I just said to Lou that Fantilli is on the top line in Columbus. And he's playing with line A. And then Connor Bedard obviously is on the top line. I'm pretty sure. And
he's getting sandwiched by Avalanche players,
Yeah. So
running him into the boards last night.
I don't understand where he was going with any of it. None of it made sense. And like you said, Fantilli apparently is American now, which is great for USA Hockey. It's great news. I hope they know. I might have to message them. I might have to message the USA Hockey Twitter account and be like, hey, did you know this? Send him the guys.
Why wasn't he on your team at World Juniors? Come on, guys.
I don't understand how he didn't make the team.
Just be better.
Man. I mean, I hope that's not the view that most people have on Leo Carlsson. I just hope that that's just that guy. And I hope a lot of people don't agree. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people read that article by now. It's been out for a little. I tweeted it out and I saw how many people clicked on that link, and it was a lot. So a lot of people have seen it. I hope no one agrees.
I mean, you're always going to have those opinions from people that don't understand. I mean, it feels like every year there's always at least, one Ken Campbell tweet and one Steve Simmons, article or
Yeah.
something that always kind of gets the hockey world to rally behind just dunking on somebody. But it's disheartening because it's like you couldn't even take the time to like watch the game. Like it was very basic of just like, oh well, he scored a goal and he's playing on the top line, but I don't know, is this the right approach? And it's just like, do you understand? Like, have you listened to any of the coaches' comments? Have you listened to some of the things Pat Verbeek said? Like, none of that is mentioned anywhere of they're putting the trust in the kids. Again, maybe that just comes with being the market where we are, but it's annoying.
It is.
I hope that I wouldn't say that I hope that Leo reads it and uses it as fuel, to the fire or anything, but like, I don't know, it must suck that, a moment like your first NHL goal immediately is followed up by, some guy, saying, oh, well, I don't know if he has the capabilities. Like he scored on his first NHL shot.
Yeah, first shot.
Like how
Christ.
how can you draw up the conclusions of I don't know if it's there or not? He scored a goal on a team that was in the second round of the playoffs last year and it's probably going to go a lot farther this year.
Conference final.
What was the conference final? I thought they played Edmonton. I thought Vegas played Edmonton in the final.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Dallas. Yeah.
I could be misremembering.
I mean, come on, like that's a like he scored on a team it's not like he scored on the Sharks. Made the Sharks look silly, because a lot of people make the Sharks look silly these days, just like how a lot of teams make the Ducks look silly. But I mean, like, come on, it's a good goal, it's a good goalie. Give him some credit, like Jesus Christ. What is your problem? I think he's from Eastern Canada too. I can't remember his location, but I'm pretty sure it's the East Coast.
Covers the Leafs.
But yeah, there you go.
Because one of his other articles from a couple hours ago, earlier in the day, was that John Klingberg and Max Domi are agents of chaos in Toronto. And
oh no.
It was worded as that's a good thing and not the fact that both of them have looked like hot shit to start the season. But rose-colored glasses will always be a thing in sports. So we'll leave it at that.
I love when I love when the media that mainly covers just like Eastern Conference media or just any media on the East Coast, and you can tell that they don't watch Western Conference hockey and they don't care about the Western Conference, which is fine. You stick to your team, whatever. Most people do. But I just don't like when people like to shout their opinions on stuff that they clearly know nothing about. Like they're just not educated on the topic and they don't care to put in any research, and it's very annoying.
The moral of the story is be better.
Be better. Be best.
Well, we will end with two fun ones here. Haley always sending us the fun questions. She asked if you guys were to dress up for Halloween this year, what would you be? I have been fighting for years to be a Teletubby again. I was the yellow Teletubby as a child, but Heather will not let me. I'm very upset because she wants to do matching costumes and she does not want to be a Teletubby.
Oh, come on. What would you be, Lou?
I don't like dressing up, so this isn't a question for me.
No.
You have to choose one. No.
You have to. This because I don't dress up for Halloween often. I haven't in a while. I'm
gonna be a more cheery of myself. Cheery Lou.
Gonna be a candy filled Lou.
No, just more happy go lucky. That's my costume.
That's your costume?
I hate Halloween.
You hate it?
Yeah.
This should not
Do
be
you have a-
surprising.
Yeah. Is there
Not
like
a-
a specific thing behind it?
No,
Oh, okay.
just my typical. Just don't
You're
like
not like
it.
a scary movie guy either.
Not really. They don't scare
No.
me. I just not my thing.
Hmm.
Sorry. Wish I had a
You
different
know,
answer for
but-
you.
Trying to think of what I would dress up as. Maybe like the wacky inflatable things.
Wacky inflatable 2 man.
Yeah, that. I know Jenny has told me that I need to be that a couple times just because I'm really tall and lanky. So
That's what I was gonna say. Is it just because of your height?
yeah, 100% because of the height. So
Mhm.
yeah, maybe an orange one,
An orange tube man.
orange or purple.
Well, we will finish with Ryan's because we got a squeak of the week.
Didn't Jack have a question?
Oh yeah, he did. That's right. I didn't write it down. I kept it on Twitter. Good call, Luke, because I would have totally forgot.
Shout out Jack and shout out to every other writer we have.
They've definitely been killing it recently.
I'm
They really
Hannah's
blanking on
had
her
a
names.
few.
Yeah, Hannah.
Hannah's been killing it. She's had
Yeah,
some
shout
really
out
good ones.
Hannah. Shout out Sean. Shout out Jack. Shout out Patrick. Shout out Chanel.
And Patrick with his breakdowns of the games.
Follow Patrick. He's a great follow. He does a Twitter thread breaking down in an analytical view of the Ducks games.
New
they
Era
play.
Ducks.
New
Give him a
Era
follow.
Ducks. Give him a follow. Give him a
So-
thumbs up. Tell him he's doing a great job.
Jax is describe the Duck season so far using the song title. He said, "I'm going with Man in the Box" from Alice in Chains. As pretty
that's-
on brand.
That's a good one.
That's what I'm going with. I'm
I know Lou
sharing,
loves that one. So
I'm sharing that one.
yeah.
Mine
I'll go
was
with
gonna
that one,
be-
but-
Mine was gonna be Balls to the Wall from Accept
Okay.
because, like stated earlier, Cronin is doing what Akins couldn't, and he's just
Yeah.
going for it and has no problem with that. And I don't have a problem with it either.
I do like Man in the Box. You know what? Since I brought up this song already, I'll just stay with Greedy from Tate McRae. We'll keep that train going because the Leo Carlson Zegras Terry line was so great, and Carlson got a goal, and it makes me greedy, and I want more. So we'll go with that.
Who sings
Well-
that song? Tracy McGrady.
No, Lou, but just for you, we'll say yes.
Tracy McGrady.
Ugh.
Oh man. Okay.
Okay, Ryan's squeak of the week keeps us on the music music train here. No Tracy McGrady for this one, but he starts it off with Barbara Ann, take my hand. It's animal sounds, pet sounds, spirit of St. Louis, spirit of America. It's all the same. Since harmonizing is so nice, what song would the pod pick to sing as a quartet to save the world?
Higher
Save
by
the-
Creed.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's got to be Creed.
any song from Creed, but higher just because I would have I picture we would have Lou flying on the sheet.
Am I the flying bald man?
You have
Any
to
of
be.
it. I mean, I feel like you would be a very good flying man.
Nah, I'll be the barefoot guy holding the baton with the little string thingies.
That works. But yeah, Higher by Creed saves the world.
Just all of
Uh,
us in Stap Dallas Cowboy jerseys.
Yeah,
Hmm
that'd be pretty fitting. That'd be nice.
Ryan in the chats. Tracy McGrady. Well, that will do it for us this week. I do not apologize at all for making this week's episode Limp Bizkit themed in terms of the name. As soon as they scored that goal last night, it made
Oh no,
my
I have a few names we could workshop too.
but I felt vindicated after it was a Terry to Carlson goal last night. So, you know, episodes dedicated to Ben Stiller. You guys don't understand that reference.
Nope. Sorry.
Not at all.
All right, take us out, Chris.
Smile and laugh, folks. Smile and laugh.
Smile and wave.
All right, so that's it for us here. Episode 58 in the books. Another week. Thank you all for listening, especially if you made it to the end here. With all the weirdness that happens at the end of our episodes. But make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms. Anywhere you want to find us, we're at Late Arrivals Pod. Every single one. We made it easy for you, easy to find. Late Arrivals Pod. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the other apps that you can think of, Blue Sky, whatever.
I keep forgetting we're on that.
What's the other Instagram thingy?
Threads.
Threads. Yeah, we're still on Threads.
Have we even used Threads?
I've put some stuff out there. Yeah, there's like no one on there, but
recently.
Let me check. But yeah, go follow us on Twitter and Instagram. That's where we usually post all of our stuff. And TikTok, go follow us over there. Like we said earlier, Chanel was killing it over there. I also post some of our clips from our pods over there as well, just like I do on Twitter and Instagram. There's honestly so much you can do to support the show, whether that's following us on social media, subscribing to the Inside the Rink YouTube page, following Inside the Rink on social media as well. Buying our merch, make sure you go on InsideTheRink.com and go to the shop there. You can find us. You can click on any of the shows there and shop our merch. If you go to our link tree that is in our bio on Twitter and Instagram, you can see where you can buy us a cup of coffee, which is like a simple donation for the show that helps support us a lot. We've gotten like four donations on there so far. It's got our link to our ITR shop, our spring shop, where you can find the wonderful Mighty Seal merch. You can find our links to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen. You can find our Twitch. Make sure you're following us on Twitch. We just got a new follower today. Shout out to you. We're inching closer to 130 followers on Twitch, which is pretty cool.
We're almost to 1,000 on Twitter.
Almost,
Ooh.
yeah, almost 1,000 followers on Twitter, which is crazy to me.
Are we doing like a giveaway maybe?
Maybe you can try to work something out.
Holy crap, we're like really close to.
Yeah.
From the other day.
You can join our Discord as well. There's a link to our Discord.
Yeah, we need to start trying to use that more, huh?
Honestly, go on our link tree. I try to post it often on social media. Like I said, it is in our bio on Twitter and Instagram. On our Instagram, we have like 3 links that you can follow. One leads you to the link tree, one leads you to an ITR shop, and one leads to our Teespring shop. So there's so many different things. So just go to our link tree and you can find us everywhere you need to find us. As always, we appreciate all of your support. To be at episode 58 already is pretty crazy. But yeah, that's it.
Shout out Tracy McGrady.
Shout out Tracy McGrady, apparently. Ducks play back-to-backs coming up here. Saturday, Sunday, Coyotes, Bruins, go on a nice road trip. So by the time we record, I know I put out a tweet that we were going to have a guest. We're still waiting on that to work out. We need to find like the perfect day and the perfect time because people are busy. People have lives, surprisingly. So we're still working on that. I don't really want to give anything away yet. We'll let you know. But that's all from us. We
TBD.
will we'll see you next week for episode 59.
Bye.
Bye guys.
Bye.